In 2017, I had joined this Facebook group. I don't remember what it was called, but it was made by people from New York, and it was full of people from New York. I don't even know how I got in the group. All I know is I was in there, and I will always be making jokes and stuff like that. It was very much like just like a social like group. It wasn't like anything for like business or mental health or like targeting for growth or something like that. So what happened was like me and the same girls would always be commenting and making jokes like on the same post. And so we liked that, we all noticed that about each other, so we ended up making a group chat on Facebook Messenger, and we would like be sending each other posts from that group and like just be laughing at the stuff that we were saying. And then at that time my mom was being very verbally and physically abusive, and I was staying with her, and they said that I needed a break, so they all like pitched in and paid for me to come meet them in New York. And I had went with like $230, and so the only thing I paid for was like my own food, and I paid my own way when we went to clubs and stuff like that. But I had ended up staying at one of the girls' house, so I didn't have to pay for a room or anything, and she paid for my Uber to her place and to the airport when I was leaving. Like from the airport when I was on the way there to her place, and then from her place to the airport when it was time for me to leave. And so when the trip was over, I had also like met who was meant to be my husband at the time. Like, he wasn't my husband at the time, but I had met him. And so I'm going through like a whole lot of evolution at this time. So by the time the trip over, like, they start getting mad at me because I didn't want to like talk about people anymore. I didn't want to make like mean jokes about people anymore. I was like maturing, and I started like working out and losing weight. And I also like ended up in a group chat on Facebook Messenger with the person that is my husband, but he wasn't my husband at the time. So I was in that group chat too. So they was saying that I was fake because I wasn't in there anymore. And I literally like couldn't even be in there no more, because every time I would try to go in there, I would get a headache. And I know that was God, like, that was God's way of like telling me like, this is not for you anymore. It was really like draining. The jokes wasn't even funny to me anymore. I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. And they was saying that I was fake and stuff like that. And they started talking about me. And I'm like, I was just confused because they were saying that I was like fat and sloppy, but like none of us that was a part of that group was small. And I had said it to them, and they just was like, so what, but you the one who acted funny. So basically it was like they wasn't going to talk about each other unless they got mad at you, then they'll start talking about your body or whatever like that. And it was years later when I was like paying off all my tickets, and I had discovered that I had a ticket in New York. So one of them girls used my name when they got pulled over by the police, obviously. And I was just like, wow. And also one of the girls like reached out to me because I was selling vendors. A vendor is like a wholesale product manufacturer. And so the girl reached out to me, and she was telling me like I charged too much. But I was like, it was only a few $100s. I think it was like $200 or $300. But I was like, you're literally gonna like make that back with the first time that you get products, like, and you can find vendors for free on your own. But the purpose of paying for one is so you don't have to waste all that time and money sending money to somebody that's a scammer, or sending money to somebody that would send you a poor quality So you really saving money. And I thought that was interesting too. And so I'm telling this story because I had saw this girl had posted a testimony about like a girl's trip gone wrong, and it made me think of this trip because everything was fine while I was there, but the girl that I was staying with, she was talking about me behind my back while I was there, but I didn't know. And one of the girls was saying that I was too immature because I had a big personality, and I guess they assumed that I was supposed to be scared because I was in New York. But what happened was we was at this place called Harlem BBQs, and it was a guy who looked like exactly like Jay-Z when he was there. So I kept on saying like, "Oh my God, Jay-Z!" Like, "Hey, Jay-Z," and people in New York say "you're." So like we was walking down the street, and I kept on saying "you're." I kept on saying that to people, like just having fun, and they was telling me that I'm childish or whatever. So it was this party by the people from Black Ink, and one of the girls had invited us, and she was saying like she didn't want me to come because I was immature and I was gonna like mess up her reputation, and I had got offended because it's like, just because like I'm silly and having fun don't mean I don't know how to carry myself. I'm like, y'all don't really know me, but I've been a business person for like over 10 years, so I know how to handle myself. I'm very professional and I'm very mature. I'm just having fun. Like, this is a girls trip. And so it was a lot of stuff like going on that made it end up being like a girls trip gone wrong. And also I did like half an ecstasy pill when I was there. And I didn't like it. It just made like my sensory was heightened, and so I wanted everything to be silent because it's like I didn't want to hear nobody talk. I didn't want to have my eyes open. I just wanted to like everything to be silent and close my eyes and relax. And it was just irritating to me. I'm like, I'm never doing this again. And I'm not gonna say it was peer pressure, but it was like peer influence because I never would have did nothing like that in my life if I didn't meet one of the girls from New York who was like doing drugs and stuff like that. So that's what made it a girls trip going wrong, because all of the girls ended up being fake and they were talking about me behind my back. And just even going on a trip with somebody who will introduce you to drugs, we really have to invite God into every area of our life, because only God knows what people will do. Only God knows people's intentions. And so God is the one who can protect us from stuff. But I was not consistent with God, so I did not even understand anything about God to know that God even communicate, or the power of God, or to even know that God can help us choose friends. So I'm sharing this to let you know that you need to start inviting God into every part of your life. You need to stop thinking that you can make choices on your own. You can make choices on your own, but it's not best for you to make choices on your own, because you don't have the wisdom to know what's best for you. Like, it don't matter how much information you get, you still don't know what's going to happen in the future. Only God knows what's going to happen in the future. So God knows who and what is best for you. So start talking to God about the people in your life and the people that you want to be in your life. Okay? Because it's certain people that you do not need to be associated with. And it's certain things that you would not even experience if you was not in association with those people. So you got to do is talk to God about everything that you want in life. Start asking God to give you wisdom and discernment, how to recognize God's voice. Download the Bible app. You can Google free Bibles if you don't have the money to get a Bible. I'm also a spiritual advisor, and my sessions start at $45. Everything that I address is in the description area. I literally help people understand every life situation. I help people prepare for marriage. I help people understand the ways that God communicates. I help people mature spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. I help people understand their dreams. I help people understand the numbers that they see repetitively. I help people understand things, literally everything that you can think of. So you can also pray with me. In the description area, you will see my social media sites, and you can reach out to me on one of my social media sites, and we can pray together through social media. And you can see in the description area that I have a few playlists recommended. Those are all connected to this YouTube channel that you are listening to this on. However, it would be best for you to click on this YouTube channel and go to my playlist directly, because I have way more playlists than what's in the description area, because I have over 700 videos for you to watch and listen to. So I thank you for tithing into my ministry by watching and listening, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And I thank you for pouring into me via prayer and by sowing into my ministry monetarily. I love you, and most importantly, God does too. Thank you for listening.